Welcome, everyone. Have you ever tried out a rehab exercise that everyone swears by, but every time you try it, it just hurts, feels awkward, or just seems impossible? Eventually, you start thinking maybe this exercise just isn't for me, or perhaps even this exercise just sucks. That's exactly how I used to think, but over time, I ended up realizing something. Your hip exercises aren't the problem. They're actually exposing the real problem. And once I understood that, my entire approach to rehab changed. Early in my recovery, I wrote off a lot of exercises. Every time something felt uncomfortable or I couldn't perform it correctly, I assumed the exercise itself was bad. What I was experiencing was very real, but where I thought the problem lied was completely incorrect. The truth is that most rehab exercises have prerequisites. They assume you already have a certain amount of mobility, stability, body awareness, and control. If you don't have those pieces yet, the exercise can feel impossible and even painful in some cases. One of the best examples is the hip hinge. It's one of the most foundational movement patterns you'll ever learn. It shows up in rehab, lifting, everyday life, everywhere. But when I first started my recovery, I couldn't perform it correctly at all. It only furthered my discomfort and irritation. Instead of asking, why can't I do this movement? I blamed the movement itself. I spent months trying to force my injured body to fit the exercise instead of asking what the exercise required of my body. Looking back now, the hip hinge wasn't exposing itself as a bad exercise. It was exposing everything my body still needed to improve on. Think about everything your body needs to perform a hip hinge correctly. Can you maintain a neutral spine? Can you control your pelvis? Can you brace your core? Can you keep your feet stable with an active arch? Can your hips move independently without your lower back taking over? Those are all the different individual skills needed to carry out a full hip hinge. And if those pieces aren't there yet, the hip hinge becomes frustrating, not because it's a bad exercise, but because your body doesn't yet have the foundation to perform it efficiently. Fast forward to today, I can perform the exact same exercise much better. The exercise didn't magically change, I did. I didn't even spend more time doing the hinge itself. Instead, I spent time improving my posture, foot strength, pelvic control, core stability, and overall movement quality. As those improved, the hip hinge started feeling natural, and my body was able to organize itself into the right places with a lot less friction. The biggest shift in my rehab didn't come from learning a new exercise. It came from learning to ask a much better question. I stopped asking, is this exercise good or bad? And started asking, what does this movement require of my body? That single mindset shift completely changed how I approached every other exercise in my rehab. Good exercises don't stop being good just because we're not ready for them yet. Instead of writing off an exercise because it feels awkward or difficult, ask yourself what it's revealing because the exercise may not be the problem. It may be showing you exactly what your body needs to improve next. If you're working through hip or low back pain and want to understand your body better, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for your time.